Hello, viewers. I hope you are taking good care of yourself. So, let's get started with our next lesson of UASST for grade 6 from book 3 Modern Political Systems. So, let us see the learning objectives. To learn about the revolutions of Europe in the 18th and 20th centuries, to describe different political systems from that time period, to analyze some of the important aspects that contribute to the development of a political system. The UAE link, the UAE won independence and the union was formed in the year 1971. The CC link, it is linked with political science as this particular topic is related to political systems. The brainstorm question from the textbook you can go through. So, forming a political system. New countries can be formed when groups of people decide they no longer be a part of their country. Sometimes they want to change the government of the entire country. And so the revolution occurs when people fight to change their government. During the 18th and 19th centuries, Europe was involved in major revolutions. The American Revolution of 1775, the French Revolution of 1789, the German Revolutions of 1848, and the French Revolution of 1905 and 1917. In the American Revolution, British colonists wanted to separate from Britain to form their own government and to manage their economy in America, whereas in others, people wanted to change the government for the whole country. Since they had no say in the governance of their country, the new governments were formed in Europe by replacing monarchies and feudalism with governments that gave people more individual rights and more control of their own lives. So, from this, we can make out that revolutions occurred when people were dissatisfied with their monarchical form of governance or with feudalism, that is, with landlords. So, they wanted to revolt. And when they revolted, they formed a government in which they could maximize their participation. Now let us see the Industrial Revolution. The political revolutions were taking place at the same time as another revolution. So, what was the another revolution? The Industrial Revolution, which took place around 1760. The way of producing goods changed. Up to this time, most goods were made individually by a skilled craftsman in a workshop. During Industrial Revolution, a large number of goods were mass produced in factories at one time. In factories, the process of making a product was broken down into a series of tasks where machines did the task with one person supporting many machines. Using new machines and technology made goods easier and cheaper to produce. This created higher profits for factory owners, and the workers were paid for their work. Let us see the social revolution. So, the Industrial Revolution brought about social revolution. Many people preferred working in factories over working on farms. Why? Because they were paid quickly, they were paid easily. In the farms, it was not that easy to be paid well. Cities grew as people moved from farms to work in factories and other businesses. The changes in people's life from rural farming societies to urban societies is called the social revolution. So there was mass exodus of the people from the rural areas to the urban areas, because in the urban areas, that is in the cities, there were industries which had come up and they were providing employment to the people, to all kinds of people. As the economies changed from farming to producing goods and societies changed from rural to urban, political systems changed too. Wealth was no longer connected to owning land, but owning factories and businesses became more important than owning land. So, a wealthy person was looked upon by the society because he was holding large tracts of land under his possession. But later on, as the Industrial Revolution came up, people started looking out for those people who were wealthy enough, those who owned factories and huge businesses. So you can see a shift over here. Let us see the new political systems. During the 20th century, some political systems in Europe and elsewhere began to change to allow people more participation in government. One way people participate in government is by choosing their leaders and lawmakers. Other countries in Eastern Europe and Asia chose different systems, such as socialism or communism. In these two systems, the important idea is to eliminate, that is, to do away with the social classes, that is, the rich or the poor, and to treat everyone the same so that there won't be anybody who would be too rich or other people being too poor. Over time, political systems change to meet the needs of the people governed by the political systems. So at present, we have got democracy in the world. Most of the countries in the world prefer democracy, and especially the countries of Asia, that is the Indian and the Indian subcontinent, have got democracy in their country. UAE has got constitutional monarchy, and the other countries like China, Russia are communist. So, socialism and communism actually go hand in hand, in which you don't have um, like all the things are owned collectively by the society, and it is purely public sector. Whereas in capitalism, which is followed by America, it is purely a private economy. It's not a public economy. That is not the government holding. Now here we have the questions asked while developing the political systems. What are the questions which comes into our mind? Developing a political system is a complicated process. It's not that easy, which seems like that it is easy, but it's not that easy. Some questions that framers of a government need to ask are: how should citizens be able to participate in the political process? So we need maximum participation of the people in the governance of the country. So how could the citizens participate in this process? Next is, how should the laws be created? It should be flawless. It shouldn't have any loopholes. There shouldn't be any two applications coming out of the laws. So how it should be foolproof. Next is, how should the political power be transferred to the next leaders? And how should economy be managed? So these are the questions which comes into the mind, and these are the questions which should be taken into consideration while framing the political systems in a country. So different countries answer these questions in different ways. That's the reason we have got America following presidential democracy, India following parliamentary democracy, whereas Russia following communism. China is again a communist country. Okay, UAE is a constitutional monarchy. So why? Because it is that the different countries are answering these questions in different ways. What suits them the best according to the situation and the scenario in their country, they adopt to that political system. So here we have activity 1 and 2 from the textbook. You can go through. Activity 3 from the textbook. Please go through. Activity 4 again from the textbook. Please go through. 5. It's an application based question. You can see the answer over here. You can add a few more points of your own. The plenary questions. I hope you'll be able to answer them. Here I come to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching my video. As always, a humble request to please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for the notification of my latest videos. See you next time with my new video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.